No one ever imagined that the moments which would redefine Outlander weren't written, rehearsed, or planned. And the truth behind them turned out to be even more astonishing than anything that made it to screen. Very few people know that some of the scenes that made audiences tremble, cry, or lose their breath were never in the original script. Not even Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe realized that those instinctive flashes would end up shaping the very identity of the series. No director predicted them, no writer crafted them, yet they were so raw, so powerful, so undeniably real that the entire crew froze when they happened, because everyone knew, without a doubt, that they had to remain in the final cut. Sometimes it was a fleeting touch, a sharp inhale, a look held a heartbeat too long, but those tiny, unplanned details convinced audiences of Jamie and Claire's love more deeply than any scripted dialogue ever could. Other moments sprang from pure accidents on set, yet somehow transformed into iconic scenes fans would still talk about years later. Sam has openly said that many of Outlander's most memorable moments weren't planned. And Katrina herself has admitted that some of her reactions to Sam were entirely unfiltered, real, exposed, unrehearsed. It was these unexpected sparks that forced writers to rewrite scenes, pushed directors to shift their approach, and even changed the emotional trajectory of the characters. The most shocking truth of all is this: without those unscripted, lightning-in-a-bottle moments, Outlander would have been an entirely different show, less emotional, less honest, and unquestionably not the worldwide phenomenon it became. Those who witnessed these moments on set said they felt as if they were watching something beyond acting. A rare, unexplainable connection that couldn't be staged, coached, or replicated. And from the first moment that raw authenticity broke through, the fate of Outlander was sealed, drifting into a direction no one had written, yet everyone instantly recognized as right. From the beginning, audiences believed they were watching a meticulously crafted world, every line, every gesture, every intimate moment carefully composed. But the truth unfolding behind the camera was far more electric, unpredictable, and profound. For all its brilliant writing and historical depth, Outlander became something far greater because of the spontaneous, instinct-driven moments created by two actors whose chemistry simply refused to be contained. Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe. These weren't lucky accidents. They were lightning strikes, brief, explosive pulses of truth that changed the fabric of the show and forced the creative team to rethink what Outlander could be. So much of the show's magic didn't rise from the writer's room, but from stolen glances, trembling hands, voice cracks, unplanned laughter, tears that came without warning, instinctive touches, and silences that grew thicker and more meaningful than any spoken line. These moments, invisible to casual viewers yet unmistakable to those who felt them, reshaped storylines, redefined relationships, and created scenes fans continue to obsess over long after they aired. One of the earliest unscripted moments occurred long before Sam and Katrina truly understood Jamie and Claire. During their chemistry test, a simple audition meant to gauge their natural rhythm, Katrina stumbled while walking towards Sam. It was a tiny, meaningless trip. But Sam instinctively reached out with both hands, steadied her, and looked into her eyes with a mixture of concern and protectiveness. The moment was not scripted. It wasn't directed, and yet the room went silent. A producer whispered, "That's it. That's Jamie and Claire." From that instant, their connection became the backbone of the show. Without that unscripted stumble, someone else might have played Claire. Someone else might have stood across from Sam. And Outlander, as the world knows it, would not exist. Another unforgettable moment happened during the wedding episode, one of the most beloved in television history. Sam was supposed to kiss Katrina after a line, but in one take, he leaned in too early, startling her. Katrina let out a soft, completely unplanned laugh. Instead of breaking character, Sam leaned into it, lifted her chin, and kissed her with a tenderness never written into the script. That single deviation infused the entire sequence with a warmth and intimacy that felt disarmingly real. Years later, fans would say that was when they truly believed Jamie and Claire were in love. A scene that changed the emotional tone of the series occurred much later during a heated argument. The script called for raised voices and tension, nothing more. Yet in the middle of shouting, Katrina stepped forward and placed her hand over Sam's heart. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't written, but her trembling hand shifted everything. The crew felt it. Sam felt it. Even the camera operator later admitted he forgot to breathe. Sam responded by lowering his voice, stepping closer, allowing a deep, aching silence to fill the space. That silence, not in the script, became the most powerful moment in the scene. Writers later said it inspired emotional beats for seasons to come. Even moments of danger were reshaped by spontaneity. During a frantic escape through the woods, Katrina tripped over a root and fell. Sam immediately dove down to shield her, wrapping himself around her in pure instinct. The director yelled for the cameras to keep rolling. What followed was a raw, breathless exchange that made it into the final cut, adding a layer of realism no scripted version could achieve. Another moment that fans still speak about with trembling voices happened during a scene of grief. Claire was meant to sit silently, but Katrina unexpectedly let out a soft, breaking sob. Sam crossed the room without waiting for direction and held her tightly, an embrace never written. What viewers saw was two souls colliding in pain. That moment set a new emotional standard for the show. Perhaps the most transformative unscripted moment came in a scene meant to be simple. A quiet conversation, nothing more, yet Sam lifted Katrina's hand and kissed it slowly, lingering just long enough to change the air around them. Katrina later said she had to fight back real emotion. That single kiss shifted the emotional tone for the rest of the season. Even playful moments left their mark. When Sam improvised a teasing line, Katrina responded with an eye roll that became so iconic it was written into future episodes. Their natural banter became the template for Jamie and Claire's dynamic. Not all spontaneous moments were soft. Some were raw and visceral. During a fight scene, Sam slammed his hand onto a table too hard, hurting himself. Katrina's immediate reaction, grabbing his hand, cursing under her breath, was entirely real. The director kept part of it in, giving the scene a rugged authenticity no choreography could match. Even the quietest moments became defining, a lingering touch on Claire's shoulder, Jamie brushing her hair back, the softening of Claire's voice when she whispered his name. None of these was scripted. All of them became character-defining. But what truly altered the destiny of Outlander were the moments when Sam and Katrina forgot where they ended and where Jamie and Claire began. The blurred lines created magic. The deviations from the script created truth. And that truth created a phenomenon. Directors began encouraging them to trust their instincts. Writers left emotional space, knowing Sam and Katrina would fill it with something alive, electric, unforgettable. Outlander stopped following the script. It began following the emotional current between its leads, two actors whose trust and chemistry became the soul of the show. Some moments were subtle, a sigh, a quiver, fingers tightening. Others were explosive, unexpected tears, shouts, kisses that lingered too long, silences that felt like storms coiling beneath the surface. And each time it happened, the show changed. Sometimes in small ways, sometimes in ways so massive entire arcs were rewritten. Outlander wasn't just acted, it was lived. It wasn't just directed, it was felt. It wasn't a story being followed. It was a story being discovered. And that discovery came from Sam and Katrina's instinctive brilliance, two actors whose emotional connection reshaped everything around them. Every iconic scene fans cherish today carries the fingerprint of those unscripted sparks. Every season bears the mark of these unexpected choices. Outlander, as the world knows it, exists because the actors didn't merely perform, they trusted, reacted, surrendered. They breathed life into lines not yet written, created memories the show never could have planned. And in doing so, Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe didn't just change scenes. They changed Outlander forever. And even now, years after those scenes were filmed and sealed into television history, one question lingers, quiet, persistent, impossible to shake. If all of this happened by accident? If the most defining moments of Outlander were born from instinct, not ink? Then what other moments, unseen, unplanned, unrevealed, still lie hidden behind the curtain? Cast members hint that there are stories they've never told. Directors say some moments were too real to explain. And Sam and Katrina themselves often share a knowing smile whenever the topic of improvisation arises, as if there are truths they carry that the world is not yet ready to hear. Perhaps someday those stories will surface. Perhaps they never will. But one thing is certain. As long as Outlander exists, as long as fans keep watching, searching, analyzing every glance and breath, the mystery of what was scripted, and what was born from pure chemistry, will continue to ignite imaginations. Because the greatest magic of Outlander has never been what the writers created. It has always been what the moment created. And what the moment creates may not be finished yet.